What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, and I'm back at y'all with another one. So, a spokesperson for the World Boxing Council, better known as the WBC, informed me that they would love to have their former world champion, who represented their sanction body twice, represent them at welterweight in a unification bout, should he be victorious. And that person is none other than former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and now WBO welterweight title contender, Devin the Dream Haney, who was 32 wins, no losses, no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He's going up against the best welterweight in the world, the WBO undefeated, highlight reel, knockout artist, massive puncher, star boxer on the verge of becoming a superstar, who has knockout of the year possibly twice in his career, in Brian Norman Jr., who is 28 wins, no loss, no draw, 22 wins by way of knockout. With that said, he's 24 years of age, Brian Norman. They're going to fight November 22nd in Saudi Arabia. So I was told that the WBC, by the WBC spokesperson, they would love to have Devin Haney represent, should he be victorious against Brian Norman Jr., to compete against the WBC welterweight champion, who escaped with a draw. And many people thought he had a loss to legendary 8th division world champion, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, that being Marrio Barrios. Okay. They expected, according to what I was told, they was expecting to have Devin Haney face off against Marrio Barrios if Devin Haney didn't land the Teofimo Lopez fight that he was looking for, and if the fight fell through with Jaron Boots Ennis, as we know it did. But then Devin Haney and his father, trainer, manager, Bill Haney, they pursued a showdown with Brian Norman Jr., but if you ask Brian Norman Sr., he'll say that they were forced into the fight. Nonetheless, November 22nd, we're going to get the showdown. But the WBC is more than willing to allow a unification bout between Devin Haney and Marrio Barrios. That's huge, right? And so they also stated that if the WBO permits it, with Brian Norman Jr., they would, if he was to be victorious, they wouldn't mind having him unified, right? But obviously, Devin Haney is somebody they have a close relationship with. This is huge. Today, we learned that the WBA has ordered Rolando Rolly Romero, who was rumored to face off against Manny Pacquiao. He was supposed to fight Manny Pacquiao, Rolly Romero, but now Rolly Romero is now ordered to face his mandatory. So Marrio Barrios, who's 29 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 18 wins by way of knockout. He had a draw with Manny Pacquiao. Actually, his last 2 fights, Abel Ramos, back in November 2024, was a draw. Then in July against Manny Pacquiao, it was a draw, right? So Marrio Barrios, he needs a big name fight. So now Rolando Rolly Romero, he has been ordered with the WBA, because remember, I was telling you guys, there's a possibility that we could see Rolly Romero fight the winner of Devin Haney, Brian Norman Jr., right? Particularly Devin Haney, right? Because he's the bigger name, the bigger draw, right? And he's the focal point. Rolly is 17 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 13 wins by way of knockout, 30 years of age. He was expected to fight Manny Pacquiao, but now Rolly has been ordered, okay, to fight Gayasov and defend his WBA title against Gayasov. And shout out to L Dub Boxing, the Boxing Plug, because he informed me of this. So now Manny Pacquiao is going to wait it out and see how things unfold with that before he makes a decision. He's supposed to come back and fight January 24th. Okay. So the legend Manny Pacquiao, he's just looking to become a world champion again. He's 62 wins, 8 losses, 3 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout, 46 years of age. He's just looking to get back in the win column. This is huge for Brian Norman Jr. because if Brian Norman Jr. is successful against Devin Haney and announced himself against Devin Haney, well, then now we're talking about Brian Norman being able to unify the belts, right? So it looks like Rolly's going to have 2 fights with that WBA belt. So this is interesting, man. It's very interesting. But if Devin Haney's victorious, it looks like all signs could point to a Marrio Barrios unification bout. Now, obviously, Devin Haney is looking for big names, right? He's already become undisputed, so don't know how much of motivation that is for him to chase it. Maybe he want to be undisputed in 2 divisions. I don't know. But I do know the Ryan Garcia fight is always on the table. He wants to rematch Ryan Garcia. So that's a strong possibility that, we could see the rematch between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. And then Devin Haney, should he be victorious, he goes into, a unification bout with either Rolly and Manny Pacquiao, so on and so forth. But it's just big, man. This is what we want from the sport of boxing. Keep the sport rolling. Keep it oiled. Period. But let me know what y'all think, man. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm gone. Peace.